Alan Dershowitz, Harvard Law Professor Emeritus. Great to see you today. I think you were probably able to just hear Catherine now, because what I was saying is that deconflict word, that is, you know, when are you going to tell us the truth? Are you telling us the truth? Are you lying? That sort of stuff. The one thing that I caught that kind of stood out from Adam Schiff, chairman of the House Intel, was not in the investigation. He added the words without talking with the president under oath, but I clearly got the part about not in the investigation.
Well, first of all, I think people are making a mountain out of a molehill out of this meeting that occurred. Congressional staffers and members of Congress meet with favorable witnesses all the time. For example, when a Supreme Court justice is being vetted, the White House sits with the justice. They talk about answers. They go over questions. The other side isn't there. This is just very, very common. The only problem would be if there was coaching. If somebody from the Democratic staff told him what to say or told him to change an answer. But absent that, 14 hours of preparation for a couple of hours of testimony is typical of what lawyers do all the time. So I just don't understand this issue. It just shows the way in which partisan issues dominate today. If the shoe were on the other foot, if these were Republicans who were briefing a Republican witness, we would see Republicans complaining about that. And I think we ought to have one rule, a neutral rule for both sides.
You know, it might just be the fact that when he was asked about it, do you think he gave a complete answer? Do you see a conflict in how Michael Cohen answered the question? Did you meet with Democrats? Irrespective of whether there was coaching, did he give a straightforward answer? Is that what maybe the question is about?
I think that's right. I think Michael Cohen has real difficulty giving straight answers. But
well, he's got a credibility problem.
Yeah, but that doesn't get to the issue of the propriety of staffers preparing a witness. That's just done every day.
So what do you think about the president sitting down with this Mueller investigation at this point under oath? Chairman Schiff says, well, that's the only way that you can really get to the truth. So what about all those answers that the president gave in writing? Is he casting doubt completely on that?
He doesn't even have a basis for casting doubt, and no reasonable lawyer would ever allow the president to sit down. President Clinton did that, and he paid a very heavy price for doing that. I think it was the right decision made by Trump's lawyers to answer questions and not to allow the client to fall into a perjury trap. Remember, a perjury trap can result from giving truthful testimony. If the president gave absolutely truthful testimony and Michael Cohen contradicted him, and the prosecutors decided to believe Michael Cohen, that would be a perjury trap. So I see no reason for the president to sit down to have a live testimony. He's not going to do it. That was made clear right from the beginning. And so this is just a political tactic to point out that the president won't sit down and have live testimony. The president himself wanted to do it, but his lawyers very wisely said, no way we're going to let you walk into a perjury trap the way Clinton's lawyers allowed him to be walked into a perjury trap.
Right. And for political reasons, the president also wants to do it because it puts to bed whether or not he would talk and tell the truth on the record. And he wants to prove that he could do that, just as anybody's client would want to do that. Before I let you go, what is important about what we saw in public? Because we don't know what Michael Cohen said privately. At least we don't know yet. I mean, we've seen.
Well, I think what's very important is Michael Cohen exculpated the president. Basically, he said, look, the president gave me a personal check to repay Stormy Daniels. That means it was the president's contribution, and the president, of course, the candidate is allowed to contribute as much as he wants to a campaign. So that was exculpatory. The other thing he said, there was no hard evidence of any collusion with Russia. So although Cohen said terrible things about the president personally and about his alleged morality, he didn't do anything to help any kind of legal or impeachment case against the president.
Alan Dershowitz, a pleasure to have you on the program on this fine Monday. Thank you.
Thank you.